I'm quite happy to come here and give you some of my views and also answer some of the questions you have. So I think Bashir ji wants me to answer the questions first. So please feel free to go ahead.
Hello sir, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Jeeva Shivan from Government Vocational Higher Secondary School, Kirubaramba. Before my question, I want you just inform some wishes because before coming to here, my grandma, mother's mother, said me, she's a huge fan of you. She was like, he is the great-grandson of a legendary person and the grandson of one of the most powerful women in the world and the son of our great former Prime Minister. So, my question is simple.
You can tell your grandmother that I'm also a fan of hers.
Of course! Thank you! I'm so flattered. Yeah, my question is simple. I think, a good reader. So, do you have a favorite book? If it's yes, why?
I don't have one favorite book. There are many books that have sort of impacted me. And I read quite a lot, so I don't have a particular book.
So, one more question. I'm being so much pleasure. So, my question is that when you're in lack of confidence, what do you do? Because we are youngsters, we are facing several problems in our daily life, like anxiety, right? So, do you have any tips or some advices for us?
Do you sometimes lack confidence?
Yeah.
You do? And when does it happen?
Like, even if it's a exams or before I come to here, I'm so much anxious, like, how do I manage this situation, like that.
You're scared, you might be scared of making a mistake.
Yeah, of course, that's right. I'm so much conscious. I don't want to be a black sheep kind of thing.
Why not?
Because it doesn't create some sense. Everyone...
You can see this idea that there is something known as a black sheep.
Yes.
This itself is a wrong idea. Because actually, every single person is different. In that way, every single person is a black sheep. Right? That's the first thing. Second thing is, don't be scared of making mistakes. You learn from mistakes. There's no harm making one or two mistakes, even big mistakes, because as long as your approach is to learn from them, there's no problem.
Like Iron Man, right?
Yeah, you can say like Iron Man, or I think some of the biggest learnings that you will have in your life will come from mistakes that you will make. So you should not be scared of making mistakes. You should be scared of not learning from your mistakes. That is a problem. But if you learn from your mistakes, there's no problem.
I have learned a lot from my mistakes in my life.
What is the biggest? What is a big mistake you made?
You know, talking like this. When I was a child, I used to be so scared. My parents was like, "You can do it. Why become this much anxious or like that?" But now I can talk everywhere. I don't have that fear to talk anywhere. So that's my biggest mistake, I think.
Well,
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
People think you're powerful if you are complicated. You're powerful if you have big car. You're powerful if you have a big house. You're powerful if you have all these things. That is not what power is. There is only one thing that gives people power.
Sir, I'm
Do you know what it is? There's only one thing that gives people power. And it's very, very simple. It's always simple. Do you know what it is? It's the truth. The truth will give you power. And the truth is always simple. It's not complicated. Lying is very complicated.
Sir,
So I try to in my life, for the most part, I try to tell the truth and stay with the truth.
So I'm a big something. Very something. I'm a big fan of you.
Okay.
I have no words to explain that. You're my inspiration. Really, I love you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
One of you for giving me this opportunity to ask a question to a person like you. So, sir, first of all, I'm a big fan of yours. I've been listening to all your speeches from 2019. So I love you a lot, first of all.
Thank you.
So my question is very simple. I would like to know, how do you stay strong even when lots of false allegations are being made against you?
Obviously, people will have an impression of you. You know, I might have a particular view about you, right? That view is my view of you. It is not your reality, right? So I understand my reality. I know my reality. And I don't bother too much about what other people think of me. And I work with my own reality. The other thing is that I never let other people's anger, other people's fear, other people's hatred become my anger, my fear, my hatred. So I don't take these gifts that people want to give. You know, if I'm very nice story about the Buddha. So one day the Buddha was giving a sermon. He was talking to some people, and one man came and started abusing him and started shouting at him and saying, "You're a fool. You're a filthy person, you don't understand anything." And the Buddha didn't say anything. He just kept quiet. And then, after some time, that person left. And then some of the disciples of Buddha said, "You know, why did you not confront that person? Why did you let that person say all these things against you? Why did you let that person shout?" And Buddha's answer was, "You see, he came to me with the gift of hatred. I didn't take it. After some time, he didn't know where to give this gift, who to give this gift to, so he left." So when somebody is trying to give you a gift of hatred or a gift of anger, gift of jealousy, you don't have to take it. You can just look at him and say, "Thank you, you keep it. You keep your anger to yourself. You keep your hatred to yourself. You keep your fear to yourself." On the other hand, if someone is loving towards you, you can accept that. So what you accept from people is up to you. If I call you silly, you don't have to accept it. You can say, "Okay, you think I'm silly. That does not make me silly." So I think that's what I do. Many people say things about me and they are nasty to me. I treat them as learnings. Somebody is saying something to me, I'll learn from it. Somebody says something nasty to me, I'll deal with it. So I find that much more interesting than to turn around and hate them, get angry at them, abuse them. I find that to be a weakness. If you abuse me and I abuse you back, I consider it to be a weakness. So I prefer not to be weak. And so when somebody abuses me, I smile at them and say, "Good, please carry on. It doesn't make me much difference."
Thank you, sir. Hi, sir. sir. My name is
The question I can't answer, you have to answer that question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Last question. The translation. Huh?
Hi sir, my name is Surabhi Krishna. I'm studying in NHS Narikau. My question is very simple, that who is the person that motivated you more, and what is the tip that you have you like to give the next generation to make them more powerful?
You know, you asked me which is the book that motivated you. And I said, well, no one particular book motivated me. Many books, many different books motivate me. It's the same with people. I can't say that there is one person who motivated me. There are many, many, many people who I get motivation from. Of course, some who are no longer here with us. Others who I meet every day. So I try to take motivation from as many people as I can. I don't have any one person. There are however people who I find were very, very impressive, and there is a lot to learn from them.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. SOUL.
That's a very complicated question.
It's a question that has been stuck in my head for a long time.
If I had an answer to that question, I would be God. So I cannot have the arrogance to have an answer to that question.
Thank you.
I will slowly understand that question better. But if I was to say over here, I understand what the soul is, then that would be quite an arrogant act.
Thanks. It's something like just I never really
I find if you ask me what are the values that are important, I find humility to be quite important. I find arrogance to be unpleasant. I find honesty to be important. I think through honesty and humility, you can come closer to understanding what is the soul.
So you're saying it takes so much time to understand soul?
Well, some people, they can understand it immediately. But I, unfortunately, am not so smart, so it's taking me some time to understand the soul.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi sir, my name is Hana Hanifa and I'm from Sugosanam Higher Secondary School. And my question is a bit simple. What is your opinion about backbenchers? Because we all face backbenchers.
Backbenchers?
Yeah. Because we all face a lot of problems like our parents, our society used to just don't sit in back. It's really bad and all. But I am a backbencher and right now I'm standing here.
When you say backbencher, what exactly do you mean?
Like most of the people who is weak in their studies used to sit in back. But our society is saying that you have to sit in front bench and you have to study well and all.
Can you have front benchers without back benchers?
No.
So then, obviously back benchers are as important as front benchers, right?
Yep.
Generally I find that people who ask difficult questions, people who are intelligent in a different way, they get clubbed as backbenchers. They are treated unfairly, if you ask me, and they get clubbed as backbenchers. But what you will find is that often in life, the backbenchers will do better than the front benchers.
Really?
Huh?
Thank you, sir.
So don't worry about being a backbencher too much.
Okay.
I think now we better stop with the questions. Yeah? So I'd like to congratulate all of you. I believe that since the formation, when the district Malappuram was formed, it was one of the worst performing districts in education. And this was, of course, some time back. It was in 1969. but you've come a long way since then. And from being a badly performing district, you are now the best performing district. And this is hugely because the Malappuram Zilla Panchayat started the Vijay Bheri project, which has transformed the education, the way we do education in this district, and has made it one of the most successful districts. So I'd like to congratulate all of you for the tremendous hard work and success that you have achieved. Of course, I congratulate the children, but I also congratulate the teachers and all the people who have worked since 1969, who might not be here, but have helped with this journey. Out of 355 schools in the district, 190 have achieved 100% pass rate, and 1602 students got an A plus in all subjects, and 30% schools had 100% pass rate. So this is a huge achievement for the district. And by the questions, I can tell that you have been doing a tremendous job as far as educating the kids and teaching them how to ask questions is concerned. So I'd like to thank everybody who's been responsible for this. I just want to leave you with one thought. You asked very profound questions. I particularly liked the question about the soul, which is a central question that all of you should ask. What does it mean to be alive? What should one's actions be like? What should one's actions be based on? These are the questions that arise out of the question that the young lady asked me about the soul. One thing I'd like to tell you about what is going on in our country, which is frankly a tragedy. Our country was known as an economic superpower, and one of the biggest reasons we were successful economically was because we were united, we were not fighting, we all stood together regardless of which religion we were from, which community we were from. We were a harmonious country that worked together and carried everybody. We were a country which other people used to look at and ask, why is it that India is so harmonious? Why is it that Indian people do not hate each other? Why is it that Indian people can work together? 1.3 billion people at the time can work together. And today we have a politics in the country that has destroyed the harmony in the country. It has destroyed the economy of the country. Today the country is faced with massive joblessness, massive amounts of hatred in society, anger in society. And these are all the results of us being divided, of the hatred that has been spread by the ruling dispensation. So my advice to you is, do not allow hatred to be spread. Do not be divided along religious lines, along community lines, along language lines. You are all Indian. We are all the same. We all have to live together peacefully with love and affection. That is my biggest message to you. So I'm confident that you're doing very well at school, and I'm confident that you will spread this message of peace and harmony, of loving each other, working with each other, and making sure that India is united and progresses together. Thank you very much for giving me the honor to coming here and speaking to you. It was a pleasure taking your questions. Thank you very much. Namaskar.